In the famous words of Matthew McConaughey, all right, all right, all right, let's get this party started. I am Jennifer Joy Johnson, and I am the podcast host of Women Catching Fire. Women who want to achieve financial independence and break down all the barriers that are getting in their way. Are you ready?
Hey, everybody. Can you believe it? It is my first episode of Women Catching Fire. I am super excited, super pumped, and I can't wait to tell you about what FIRE actually stands for. It's Financially Independent Retired Early. And everyone's like, well, why do you want to do a podcast about that? I want to do it for women and I want to do it about that because I think it's so important for us to know that we get to choose how we want to live our lives. And the FIRE movement is a real thing. People are like, well, Jen, I'm not sure I understand why you're picking FIRE. I'm picking FIRE because it's a real movement. And the extra special piece of all of this is that I'm doing this for women because I realized as I was going through my own FIRE adventure where I was working on my financial independence, I realized I had so much negative talk and so much negative belief about what I was doing. I it was amazing that I actually got to where I wanted to go. And so I just want anyone who's here listening to this to understand that if I am capable of doing this, and so are you. And I focus on mid-career women because that's the ones who are really, one, they're more worried about how they're going to do their responsibilities in life. They're worried about burnout. They're worried about how they're going to juggle their households, their lives, their money, their marriages, everything, and do really well at work. So I thought about this FIRE movement and doing it for women. So Women Catching Fire was the whole make piece of this. But I want you to know that one of the most important things about this is that you don't have to do anything particularly right or wrong. There isn't a way to mess this up. Becoming financially independent is a powerful, powerful step in changing the balance of everything in your life, and you start to have a lot of fun. Really, I mean it. You start having a lot of fun with your life. So, let me talk a little bit about the FIRE movement. It was actually started back in 1997. Okay, now this is something I learned along the way. I did not know this. That I was doing independent, trying to become a financial independent person without even know there was a FIRE movement. So that's why I want to share it so much. It was started in 1997 and it was started by, believe it or not, a couple of guys. I know that's shocking. And in the meantime, they started by looking at their financial situations and they started thinking, well, wait a minute, what if we actually could manage and take control of our lives and retire early and get out of our jobs and go do our lives the way we wanted to do them? And so a movement got started. They wrote a book and that got published. I couldn't even tell you the name of the book right now, so I'll put it in some comments somewhere so you have that. But basically, what the FIRE movement is about is taking stock of your financial situation as it is right now. What does your life look like right now? When I say to people, bring me your financial plan or tell me what you've got, they cringe because they don't want people to look at their dirty laundry, which is actually not dirty laundry. It's just where you are right now. And the FIRE movement's about taking you are from where you are right now and moving you through and building a plan, a goal that suits you and not anybody else. And for women, that's a big deal. We don't feel like we have permission. What the idea of retiring early? How many people think, yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I could do it, yeah, but I'll be working till I'm 80. That's never going to happen. I can't afford it. I got to put the kids through college. I have a house. I got payments. I got this. I got that. You could go on a laundry list and we'll be right. You do have all those things. But you also have opportunity to find money in your life. And the true beauty of this is that you are going to learn more things about yourself that you ever imagined possible. The gifts of the universe show find it's like putting blinders on. Do you know how you see the horses and they're out on the track and they got those blinders that are on the side of their faces so that they're like not bumping into the other horses or whatever the reason those things are for. But so we walk around with those blinders on. We only look straight ahead and we don't look at around us because it's stressful. And we don't want to compare ourselves to others because then we feel bad. And there's a whole sort of those things. You start to take those blinders, like the picture of those horse blinders, stretch them out to the right and left of your head, and you start to see opportunities that you never thought possible. And that is the FIRE movement. Okay, so I know I said a lot really fast, but I want you to know one of the things that really is consistent is that money is scary to people. And I just want you to know I've got you on this. I understand what it's like to be afraid to think about money, let alone do something with it, about it, and around it. So don't worry. If you have questions, concerns, I bet we're going to address a lot of them. And you're always going to be able to get in touch with me to ask questions, and you're going to be okay. This is for everyone. It's not only for a select few of people. Now, I'm not sure if I've gone into enough detail for you at this point, but if you come back for the next session, you will learn even more about the FIRE movement. And I will send you on a path right now to go get all your finances, all the money you spend, and start tracking your money. I don't care if it's on a spreadsheet. I don't care if it's on a piece of paper. I don't care what it's on. Start tracking every dollar you spend. That is the first step in the FIRE movement. And I just want to give you something to walk away with so that you don't feel like you just sat and listened about all the FIRE movement without having a job to do. Take the job and go do it. So I'm Jennifer Johnson. This is my first episode of Women Catching Fire. And I can't wait to do another one. Love